Hi loves, that's sage smoke. It's very thick and strong, and it's just going to keep going, so it's a lot of clearing happening, need for a lot of clearing. I came in here to do a different reading and then the energy changed, so let's go with it. So what I got was entanglement. Now in a previous video I got out these magnetic toys, these magnetic balls, and the analogy was when you have two energies or two people who are drawn together, you get to a certain spot and there's a bit of resistance, 1 1 1, and then when they let go they join. But when I got it out of the drawer, there was all this entanglement. There might be children, there might be another spouse or a pre-existing spouse, or I'm getting specifically a mother-in-law of the masculine in the situation. The mother-in-law, maybe the wife died or disappeared or left. Maybe there was substance abuse involved, or that there's some sort of entanglement with the mother-in-law. Providing contrast, providing duality. That was 222. Isis is standing out there. I'll just get her out anyway. Isis. And when I was getting ready, I don't usually wear my brooches, but this brooch has got, it's just like a circle of bows. So tying the knot. So bows can have different significances. I'm getting little girl energy from it. I'm getting maypole energy from it at the moment. Okay. Forgetting what the point is. We've got is it Sekhmet or Bast? I think this is Bast as well. That's interesting, they're coming out together. I heard Hathor as well. What is this entanglement energy? What do we need to know now? For our highest good. They said be brave. So we've got another bow. Another bow. I'm hearing, put a chain around my neck and leave me anyway. Oh, won't you be my teddy bear? Black Knight. Someone coming in with an offer. Also the Horsehead Nebula. Can't remember which star systems are attached or in that vicinity. That'd be worth looking into. That might be confirmation for you. We've got the locked heart without a key. We've got you ought to be in love. You ought to be in love. From Footrat Flats. And her smile is enough to tell me why. So, Got the otter spirit there, and the heart, obviously. This is Colette Barron reads the Spirit Animal Oracle, number 42. You are never alone. Like true friends, otters nurture each other and express their affection through touch. Actions such as holding hands and giving hugs offer reassurance that we are never really alone and that we are always cherished. Otter spirit hasn't appeared to remind you to experience and express friendship in a tangible, even tactile way. Communicate with your voice, your facial expressions, and your gestures and your actions, letting your love express itself beyond just the words you speak. Otter Spirit's message is that presence matters, to remember to be fully present with those you care about, helping them sense the love and affection and appreciation you have for them. Now is a time for a joyful celebration of the love in your life that expresses as friendship and companionship. Hug someone, touch their arm, or simply look into their eyes with your full attention, saying, I care, you matter. Make time for friendship. Otter Spirit promises that the moment you reach out, you will remember that you too have many who love and care about you. You are never alone, and you are always loved. Yeah, I think having that gratitude for the people who care about you, even if they're a bit of a burden sometimes, a bit of a squeaky gate. If you're asking for more love in your life, it doesn't come in perfectly. None of us are perfect by a human definition. We are all perfect by God's definition. In this game of life. Maybe someone got life. Oh, maybe the daughter of this person, the partner of the male got sent to jail for life, a life sentence. Nothing's irredeemable. Obviously, it doesn't apply to everybody. And for other people, don't let the mistakes of your past become a life sentence. Don't let your guilt, and don't let other people guilt you into feeling like shit. We all make mistakes, we all evolve and change. I was watching a vocal artist called Jelly Roll, and he goes into prisons and helps encourage inmates who are interested in learning to sing and play music and that, to focus on that and to put their pain into creativity. That's what artists do, a lot of artists do. But try not to judge the creations. We've got the Minnie Mouse ring. Don't minimalize people's experiences. We also have the black cat and the ball. Someone's name might be Bead or Cat. Virginia. Catholic girls. Billy Joel. And then we've got the donkey, the jackass. Maybe someone made a bit of an ass of themselves. And this little dude being overprotective, and he's a skeleton pirate. So he's got something. I assume it's treasure, and he's defending it. But he's lost his eye, he's lost his shirt, He's lost his shoe. He's lost his life. He's lost his hair. Was the stress worth it? They're saying you are allowed differences of opinion. You are allowed to seek advice. Now I'm seeing a man, like a very butch kind of man, but dressed in a wig and clothes. Not a judge. It's saying not all with a sturdy opinion, with the trusted opinion of like a judge, are going to look like that. Sometimes the wisdom of the universe, usually the wisdom of the universe, comes from unlikely places. I heard from the mouth of babes as well. Now I picked this out and Heard says, I wanna swim from a chandelier, from a chandelier. And I heard all dressed up and nowhere to go, and I'm getting New Year's vibes. So maybe someone's all dressed up for New Year's and they're just like among people but feeling very alone. Or maybe someone dropped out at the last minute. And I can still hear you saying we must never break the chain. It's on a wire. And I'm still hearing Lonely Water in the background behind all this as well. So this might be attached to the last reading I did, which was Don't Hold Back the River. So there's also a clip. Can also look like a light bulb. Light bulb. Maybe you've got some dark ideas, especially with this, the chandelier. What are you defending? What's so important that you are willing to lose this? Or is it that you've lost so much defending this idea, this principle, this person, that you don't want to let go of it? Because what would it have all been for? Well, you're going to feel like a jackass for doing a 180. That's a 360. Oh my boy. Oh my boy. Oh my boy. Maybe you judged someone like a son or a grandson or something. Maybe you judged them quite harshly. Maybe they're in a penitentiary. You know, lots of penitentiary, lots of jail vibes. Everyone's on their path. Intricate details are aligning. You have to first understand the concepts. What concepts? Lonely water. Integrating light and shadow. Accepting shadow selves. Accepting the shadow of yourself and others. Karma. This is ancestral karma. So maybe you're judging someone or someone else harshly, but to release ancestral karma, we play out the patterns. So you'll know that we're being bombarded more and more and more by, I heard Michael energy. Energy from the sun, the great central sun. And it bombards us, it comes down. And as it comes down, it forces out all the stuck energy, all the low vibration stuff. Everything that we have given to Mother Earth over all this time, everything that we've asked her to hold on to or transmute or whatever, it's got to go somewhere. So it comes back up through people. We all play out our ancestral karma, past life karma, whatever. We're all one in the end. I'm not saying be naive. But below the mountains, there are shadow mountains. There's forgotten rules, they said. So as light workers, we are shadow workers. You can't just be in the light. It's not possible. Some more than others. Some people have more dark and embody that more. They embrace that more. And some of us have more light and we embrace that more. But you can't be whole until you've integrated your shadow. All your shadow aspects. And to really remember, reintegrate this as a part of your being, all your gifts and your ancestral gifts. You have to face the emotion of it. And it's scary because you feel naked underneath it. And you feel contorted and twisted sometimes, but when we release it, it's just the most beautiful feeling when the ancestral curses are finally broken. And yeah, you can feel quite naked and exposed in that time afterwards as well. This is Sandy from SpongeBob, but I'm getting hitchhiker vibes from this. This is the spirit beard. So someone is covering up the truth of themselves that they don't accept, so their shadow, with spirituality that's so prevalent. You just got to shine the light on that. And we're in an age where this is going to get harder and harder to do. We've got to be more and more authentic and vulnerable. And like, I know, like when we're hearing, will you lend me? See beneath your beautiful, will you lend me? See behind your perfect, take it off now, girl. They said all roads lead back to love. Oh, look, there's the sun again on the bottom of the deck. This is Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Okay, can you tell us more, Spirit? 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So was that the third eye? Depending where you count from, but from the traditional chakras, it's the third eye. And the Metatron. The sun again. And yin yang balance, but it came out upside down. And it's also was just placed in the shadow of that bowl there. And the seat inverted. And anxiety, financial constraints. Okay, so it's 3rd chakra, Archangel Shemuel, but I don't feel like it's a part of this. An inverted healer of the ages. And the garden and the gate. And the angel of love. Archangel Uriel. 7th chakra. Pearls of wisdom. Cut cords. So in this anxiety, she's safe inside, but there's a storm outside. And there's the lightning, and this always reminds me of the tower. And the Deceit card, which is inverted. So maybe you're anxious. I'm drawing them together because of the colours and because of the drapery in that this time. So maybe you're seeing someone being deceitful. You're worried about being deceived because of anxiety. You're afraid of your world falling apart. So you're refusing to heal because you feel that if you heal, if you make the choice to go outside your safe place, your bedroom, the little world that you've created for yourself, if you make that decision to step into abundance, what does that open up for you? And I just split the deck and it came out as Uriel again, 7th chakra, which is the crown. Abundance blocks. I just heard musketeers. In the movie The Holiday with like Cameron Diaz, there's a scene where they call themselves the Three Musketeers. Children involved. Okay, they're saying they've got it, as in you know what this is for your situation. So, knowing your own situation, the things that you're worried about, something about, you just opened up to links, truth, and there's a crystal ball there, making the links. Oh my goodness, you're funny. So I'm noticing here though there's that water again. She's coming up out of the water, which represents emotions. That's why all the water signs are very emotional people. Someone just said cats too. Okay. And then the sun in this one, she's in this, so you could call that the Ace of Cups, right? But she's in the emotions, she's coming up out of the emotions, drying herself out in the sun, being birthed here. Maybe someone needs to write a book. Maybe you're charged with writing certain documents. Floating on water. Oh yeah, and there's paintbrushes here as well. There's like growth in the creative arts. And there's a trumpet down there. There's a little bug behind it though, so maybe having a bit of trouble with the whole creation thing. But that's okay, because if you've been doing a lot of emotional healing work and you're just coming up out of it and drying off in the sun, that's okay. Angel of Strength with the lion. And Cheruel again. Solar plexus. I just heard Queen Mab. Okay. Can we get some clarity, please? Lonely water. Queen Mab by Tess Whitehurst. And Her Pale Fire, number 39, is on the bottom. What do you even want to know? What do you want to know? I just heard, how are you deceiving me? How are you deceiving me? Okay, how are you deceiving? What does... everlasting farewell, and thee I will love. Ooh, okay. Ooh, I'd not like to be in your shoes. Okay. So, I think, frequency change. I think most people that are watching, you will be in your culmination life. So you've had all the lifetimes you're going to have. This is the one that you draw them all together in. Doesn't matter if they have it in the future or in the past. It's a timey-wimey thing. It's all happening at once. And so we come in with soul family, incarnate in the same family, in different families, and we come across each other during our lifetimes to teach each other lessons. Sometimes they're fun ones, sometimes they're not. Sometimes that person does a bit of both. And we have, it's like being in a workplace. You have workmates that you prefer to work with than others, right? So sometimes we gravitate more together, and sometimes we pair off. I'm not getting into the twin flame stuff. I'm not. So sometimes because balance must always be maintained, and this balance, this yin yang, is inverted. It's out of balance. Something's out of whack. So if you, for example, have always played or mostly played the supporting role to the other person, in this lifetime they need to be the one to support you in order to balance out the energy. So quite often, even though both people are spiritual, one will be gifted and one will not. Their gifts won't be active in this lifetime because they are the one who's supposed to be dealing with finances and worrying about the more earthly things. I'm not saying that you get to just sit down and meditate all day, but the other person is in charge of being able to deal with the matrix. But sometimes they get, and this was my experience, that like in this lifetime I was kind of owed, right? And even though this person would repeatedly tell me that all they wanted was to support me, they chose to act a different way. And then God intervenes, calls judgment, because this has to be balanced out. And the reason I said, well, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes, is that if you have refused to fulfill that kind of contract, you may be always missing the person, projecting on them that there's some kind of siren, that they have entrapped the sailor, dragged him down into his emotions, he's drowning in his emotions, it's all her fault, she's a vampire, she's a witch, she's a demon, a monster, because you can't get over it. It's an everlasting farewell. But it's because the kind of, I heard punishment. I don't really believe in punishment. It's just the, it's the consequence of not fulfilling your contract, is that you will miss that person for the rest of your life. And no, you can't just, you might be dreaming of them all the time. Renew thy force. There's a lot of lust energy around it as well. Don't confuse lust and love. Put the energy that you're putting into the other person, wanting the other person, all that. Every time you catch yourself doing that, Put it back into loving yourself. If you found yourself in a position where you were not able to fulfill that contract, to be that support, that you wanted to be supported all the time, but you were unable to support in return. If you're on the narcissistic end of the scale, because empaths and narcissists are just the same thing, we play things out differently. The empath will self-sacrifice and the narcissist will take. That's why we have to balance out. Both parties actually need to give to themselves. The biggest gift I actually gave to that person, with a lot of pushing from God, was severing the tie and letting them go, because it gives them the opportunity to find the love of God within them, because there is no one and nothing that God doesn't love. Nothing. Nothing and no one. Everyone is worth love. So it's about learning to accept love, which is difficult when love has been tainted your whole life, and breaking through the illusions and replenishing yourself instead of trying to get it from somebody else. Or trying to give it to someone else so that they will give it to you. Freedom. And a winged messenger. Yeah, when you start listening to the God within, you will get that radiance that you're attracted to. And that propels you forward. That gives you that chariot energy, that movement energy. It doesn't come from anyone else, it comes from God. God, Spirit, your higher self. Yeah. Love all, trust few. Four, 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 four. You know, it's okay if there is a little darkness in your heart. That's that balance. The light and the dark. And know that if things are blowing up, whether it's in a good way or a bad way, it's always for your own, I heard resilience. It's always for your highest good. So don't ask, why is it happening to me? Ask, why is it happening for me? That's transformative. And herein lives wisdom. And it's number one. It's the self. She is self-actualized. She's got all the tools she needs. She's climbed the mountains. She's seen through the illusion. And creates it when she needs to. I just heard someone say, shroud yourself in fear. Well, I don't think creating fear is that protective, really. But anyway, do what you want to do. I hope if you're making new promises, it's to yourself.